What's up, guys? Got a little helper here with me today, but I'm going to show you some CDs, if Thomas will let me. Alright, so start off we have Jimmy Eat World's Clarity. I have a decent sized collection of Jimmy Eat World. I would like to have more, but this is definitely my favorite album of theirs. So look at it. There's the back. It does have two bonus tracks. I really like the demo version of Sweetness that's on it. It's one of my all-time favorite Jimmy Eat World songs. I like it better than the version that's on Bleed American. I have that album too. I have that on vinyl though, so I won't be showing it. But yeah, this is a really great album. Thomas is messing with my camera tripod. Yeah. There's the booklet. Next up, we have Invented. Of the albums that I do have, which, like I said, it's not that many. I would like to have more. This is probably my least favorite. That is a pretty good, strong start with Hard is Hard to Find and My Best Theory. Coffee and Cigarettes is a pretty decent song, too. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but I think I remember Mixtape, the final track, being pretty good, too. But it's kind of weak, quite frankly. And there's a reason why I don't really listen to this that often. But yeah, particularly those two opening tracks are just so good. I had to pick up this album. I can't remember if I showed the back of it, but just in case I did, there you go. Next up, from Yunzi, we have Go. This is the frontman of Sigur Rós. He's made a couple of solo albums. This one was his first. I know he released a digital-only album fairly recently. I haven't heard that one yet because I prefer physical music. But yeah, I mean, of the two albums that I have, they're both pretty solid. I think I prefer his more recent album to this, but this one's still pretty good. It's a little bit more orchestral, a little bit more upbeat. There's the disc. Yeah, it's pretty good, fun stuff. This is a really solid album. We got Justice's Cross. For me, there's something magical about listening to this like really late at night. Probably because the last song is titled 1 Minute to Midnight. I don't know. I like there's a certain like thing like for me like whenever I listen to an album at a certain time of the day. Like, sometimes it just has a really strong impact with me like that. Or, it might be like a weather condition or just in general how I'm feeling. Like, I tend to listen to it a lot under those conditions. And, yeah, this is a late night album for me. It's, electronic music. Kind of Daft Punk-ish. Disco house. Okay, so there's a poster style fold out, as I call it. Not really a good one because I don't really like how those credits and stuff are that way, and then the track list and art are going a different direction. There's the inside. Yeah, I think the song DANCE is a fairly popular song. I can't remember which song it was. It's kind of embarrassing, but I just recently watched John Wick 4. I record these videos months in advance right now, so when I'm recording this, John Wick 4 is pretty fresh. Okay, but yeah, one of the songs on this album was in John Wick 4. I thought that was kind of funny because it just seems like such a non-John Wick thing. Oh, this just fell out. 1 second. Yeah, it just seemed like something that I wouldn't really expect in a John Wick movie, is Hearing Justice. But from my Christmas collection, we have Julian Coster's The Singing Song at Christmas Time. So Julian Coster was in Neutral Milk Hotel. He's kind of, I mean, most of their members to some degree were multi-instrumentalists, but I kind of feel like he was the most multi-instrumental of the multi-instrumentalists, if that makes sense. But yeah, you know, so there's a Saw album, so obviously he plays Saw, but he also played bass, accordion, a lot of odd instruments. But yeah, this is almost entirely, you know, Christmas music performed on saws, saw choirs, you know, multi-tracked saw recordings. But there is one song, I believe it was Joy to the World, that has bells on it. No, it's Hark the Herald Angels Sing, because Joy to the World's not even on here. But yeah, it's a weird Christmas album. I like weird Christmas music. It has like this big, long, detailed writing on recording of this album stuff. It's some funny stuff. I haven't listened to this album in ages. It wasn't that great, but this band as a whole is pretty good, and that is Listener's Return to Struggleville. This is one of their earlier albums. Their frontman, Dan Smith, has kind of a hip-hop background, kind of transitioned into a more indie rock type deal. But yeah, there's a bit of hip-hop-ish elements on this album. It's just not that great of an album, really. Not as good as what they would go on to make. So now we're getting into my Mars Volta collection. I have a lot more of their music on vinyl. This is the only Mars Volta album I don't own on vinyl. And that is Francis the Mute. One of the fan favorites. I'm not quite sure if I'd quite call it my personal favorite, but it is kind of a busy, crazy, chaotic, experimental, ambient, avant-garde, progressive rock album. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say Mars Volta have really released anything that I would call a straight-up bad album. Next up, we have the Bedlam and Goliath, one of my personal favorites. Kind of funny how I describe that one as busy and chaotic. Really, that's more of this album's adjectives, because Francis the Mute has, you know, a good number of moments to breathe. This one doesn't have that quite as much, but it's fun. I really enjoy it. It's a little bit more jazz influenced. Can't remember the name of the drummer. They in general tend to go through a lot of member lineups, but for some reason drummers tend to be the most noteworthy member changes that they tend to have. But yeah, the guy who's playing drums on this, I think his name was like Thomas Pridgett or something like that. I have credits on here. Thomas Pridgen, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, either way, he's a fucking kick-ass drummer. And some people don't really like it. Like, some people feel like the drums are a little bit too crazy, but I mean, I like that. You know, I just in general like the more big, loud, full sound that they have on this album. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's the best album to start off with, but it's definitely an album to listen to early in your exploration of Mars Volta, I would say. And I'm going to close it off here. So, yeah. I will see you the next time I make a CD video.